Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to Train Sim World 2, the Divergent scenario. We're back on the Cathcart Circle line and we're down at Newton, I think it is. And we're going to be driving the remainder of this scenario through to Glasgow Central. So it's all very exciting. We're just changing ends here, making our way down to the driver's cab. It's very clean, isn't it? Very clean inside this Class 314. Immaculate, almost like it's just gone through refurbishment. And that is something that whilst I've been driving on the Cathcart Circle line, I have noticed. Everything's very, very clean. Right, let's just get that unisolated. It does irritate me so much that the safety systems are always isolated. Because at the end of the day, this is Train Simulator, isn't it? You know, it's Train Sim, you want to be able to simulate. It's not so much a game. And, you know, if people want a game where it's very arcadey, they should have to, or you should be able to set it in the menu, just like preferences, realistic or arcade. You know, it would be nice if you didn't have to do this every single time. It's a little bit infuriating. But yeah, so if I just pause this for a second now, you can see where we are. We're driving back up along the line where we've come from, and then at Cathcart here, we'll be taking a right turn, avoiding Cathcart Station, and making our way up to Glasgow Central. I don't know roughly what the estimated time of arrival is, to be honest with you. I think it'll take roughly the same amount of time as what the last video took, how long it took to get down to Newton. That's pretty much what I imagine. Although it seems like it's going to take absolutely forever in a day at 5 miles an hour, doesn't it? That's got a bit fast. I know we're technically speeding, aren't we? Because we're above 5 miles an hour. But unless you're more than 1 mile an hour, you don't get a yellow speed. So I don't suppose it matters that much. But yeah, so coming back to it, I've been doing a little bit of travelling about on the Cathcart Circle line now on Train Sim World 2. And everything is very clean. I mean, the train for one is very clean. There's not really any signs of weathering, is there? I'm liking in the cab here. That is a very, very well done cab. But then when you look on the outside, I mean, ScotRail take a lot of pride in their fleet anyway, don't they? So that's not so much the best example. But when you go into the passenger saloon like we've just been in there, it's you know, it would be nice. It'll come out of refurbishment looking like that. But when it's done a bit of time in traffic, it won't look like that. It just won't. You know, it's high density commuter traffic. They just won't look like that. And, you know, it would be nice if they kind of gave it that in-service kind of a feel. And, oh, there's quite a few people here. Bloody hell, there's a lot altogether. Come in, stand back from the edge, please. Thank you. There we go. So we're stopping in Newton now. Let's, whoop, there we go. Get those doors open. Are you all getting on? Oh, you are actually all getting on. That's fantastic. Oh no, are you not getting on? Are you all just standing there? Oh, we appear to have zoomed in on someone's crotch. Right, come on then, guys. We are due out now. If you're not getting on, why are you all stood there if you're not getting on the train? That's ridiculous. See, why are we waiting until 37:30 if we were due out at 37? That's, you know, it should be 36 and 30. Shut those doors, buzz, off we go. Never mind. Never mind. Right, doors are shutting. Having a look, however, I like how that fence, the posts are not all completely straight. Why are we... I've got the brakes on, that's why. Idiot. God, you know, not trusted to be driving. But yeah, you see there, you've got the posts, they're not completely straight. I think that's a really, really nice touch, to be honest with you. It's a nice kind of, not everything, sometimes it's a little bit too, and again, all the posts down here, although they do seem to be following a little bit of a pattern, to be honest with you, which, yeah, that's not particularly as good now. But, you know, when it wasn't following a pattern, that was a really nice touch. I do love the run sounds and the clickety-clack of the, you know, the bogies on the running rail. I think that's just absolutely fantastic. It sounds, however, like we've got a window open when you're driving, which we don't. Well, never mind. You can't have everything, can you? I don't know where those lines go around to the right there. I mean, I feel like Newton, is that maybe the West Coast main line down there? Does that go to Glasgow a slightly quicker way? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't know much about this area at all. If you've not watched part 1, go back and watch part 1. Because, you know, I kind of explained the whole, oh, I'm not from round here, I don't know much at all about it. But yeah, certainly go back and watch that first. This scenario is one of the scenarios that comes with the add-on. It can be purchased, like most of the Dovetail Games add-ons, for £24.99 from the Steam store. There is a link in the description on that if you want to check it out. And of course, Train Sim World 2, I do have a link to CDKeys. You can get it at a reduced price through CDKeys, so it's certainly worth looking into. So we're coming back up to Kirkhill. We've obviously already done this journey on the. Would you say it was an eastbound service? It looks east, doesn't it, from the you know, from the map? We'll just slow down a little bit more. Then there we go. Take the brakes off a little bit. Get a nice smooth stop. That's what we like. There we go. Doors are open. Kirkhill. But yeah, I mean, Glasgow has always been kind of known. I mean, you listen to you know, you listen to comedians. Oh dear, that's terrible. You know, you listen to comedians like Billy Connolly, and there's that Kevin. Is it Kevin Bridges? Is that his name? You know, very, very funny men. But they're from Scotland, aren't they? You know, hence why they have thick Scottish accents. And Glasgow is a city that they frequently take the mickey out of. But they also say, you know, like suburban Glasgow is quite rough. You know, that's no secret. I could have told you that. You know, from there's just it's got a very what's the word? It's got a reputation for being quite a rough area, you know, and I imagine with these being suburban trains, especially driver-only trains as well, you know, you've got nobody on the train that's actually checking and keeping people in check. You know, I imagine that there's quite a lot of antisocial behaviour on these trains, so that's why I kind of want in the train that kind of weathered look, you know, like people have been sat with their feet on the sea, you know, it's just not quite as immaculate as what is being portrayed here. You know, a lot of the stations, again, that I've visited on this are very clean, you know, there's no weeds, there's no moss growing, you know, they're all very, very clean and tidy, and I don't, as much as I'd like to believe that's how it is, there's a lot of stations around here that even though they're nice and well kept, there's still weeds on the platform, there's chewing gum on the platform, you know, there's always clutter, and I just feel that sometimes on Train Sim World 2, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, some of the stations, the towns, the surrounding areas are bereft of life, you know, it doesn't look like somebody lives here, it doesn't look like this is a community, and it doesn't look like a well-used system, you know, there's no bins that are full, there's no... You know, and it is such a shame, because it could be really, really good, but I just think there's the odd little thing that they're missing off. It's not the end of the world, you know, it's not the end of the world, and that has been really picky to say that, because since I've been driving it, I have quite enjoyed this line. You know, I have enjoyed it. It's not bad. Oh, hang on. I've just realised the station's only around the corner, isn't it? Burnside, yeah, let's get slowing down for you, sir. Right, we'll get a bit more braking in. I have noticed the braking, it's not particularly responsive at all on this 314. I mean, I've never driven a 314 before in real life, so I couldn't tell you if it's realistic or not. I saw someone commenting on the fact that Dovetail Games have given this rheostatic braking. I think that is exactly what he said, and apparently these units do not have rheostatic braking. Let's have a look. Get that key in there. Does that work? Ah. It does. Right, okie dokie. Let's get them doors open. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I was... from what they'd said, it sounded like the driver has to get out of his seat. When the platform's on this side, they have to get out of the seat and kind of close them from this side, so they're kind of looking out the window at what's going on. Now, that seems like a bit of a palaver, doesn't it? Especially for the driver. They're up, down, up, down. But yeah, so I thought in the last video, obviously, we closed them all from the left-hand side. But because there's no platform monitors, there's nowhere for you to see here if passengers are boarding or not. So I thought we'd do it in this video properly. So we're stood out here. I don't know if they have to stand out here, but it's time to go. Step out and watch all the doors close. It is literally like I'm at work doing this. This is my job. I am a conductor. So yeah, it's literally like doing my job. Right, flick the local door switch up. Get in here. And away we go. Now that might add a little bit of, you know, a little bit of delay to each of the stations. But you know what? We're going to do it properly. We're going to do it properly. Right, so we have got a red signal in a little bit. 0.7 miles to be precise. 0.6. So we shall approach this red signal, assuming it's not going to change. Because if it changes, then we'll feel like morons, won't we? If we're... or if it doesn't change. Yeah, if we, oh, there we go, it's changed. Whoa, hey, foot down. If we approached it like we thought it was going to change, and it didn't, then obviously we'd be in a pickle there. Maybe we're following another service. Oh, green. Bloody hell, that did change quick, didn't it? Oh, we've driven 31.4 miles. Wow! Oh, another one there going the other way. Hello to you, colleague. So this is Croftfoot. To be honest with you, I have sort of forgotten the names of the stations on the way down. I really need to... This is like Rochdale heading towards Manchester, this platform. It just kind of reminds me of Rochdale. Rochdale's got more platforms. There we go. Right. Let's jump out. Yep. Yeah, this really is like being stood at the back of a 185 doing, you know, doing my doors, stepping out, watching them all. Except obviously I use the driver-only controls there to release, which I'm pretty sure they're allowed to do. I would imagine so. But yeah, well, right, okie dokie. Nearly time to go, is it? Wait until 47 and 30. Okay. There we go. Right, okie dokie, watch those doors shut. Can you stand back from the platform, please, love? Excuse me. Oh, I'm a driver, aren't I? I don't have a whistle. That's infuriating. Oh well, she's not trapped in the doors, so there's very little that we can do to injure her at this point. I mean, I would stick with my head out, but I can't have my head out the window, like, being my own guard, because I need to have my foot on this DSD pedal, and I'm not that lengthy that I can stretch over there. It does kind of seem a little bit of a weird system, because every driver-only operated train I've ever known, they've either used, you know, like if you look at Greater Anglia, sometimes they use mirrors, where there's just platform mirrors and the driver can use the mirror. Whoa, what happened there? That was, I don't know what happened there, that must have been a glitch of some sort. But yeah, they either use mirrors, don't they, or they use... you know, CCTV screens, or they've got cameras inside the driver's cab. Whereas these just don't seem to use any of those techniques, you know, they're just like, oh yeah, you're a driver and you're a guard at the same time. It's just a little bit weird to me, I can't really get my head around that. I'm really surprised as well that Aslef, because obviously these would have had guards on at some point in history, I'm surprised Aslef agreed to it. It seems like a really kind of, you know, I can't imagine the drivers would want to do that. You speak to some train drivers, the idea of leaving the cab is a completely alien concept. And they're like, what do you mean? We can't leave the cab? No, 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 no. You know, so it is kind of a weird thing to get your head round. I mean, to be fair, that might not be how they operate at all. I'm just going off a comment that somebody put on my last video that I put on yesterday. On the part 1 thing, saying, oh, that's kind of how they do it. Or maybe they don't do it like that. Maybe I've just interpreted it wrong. There we go. Let's get up. Flick that local door switch. I wonder how far we can actually go to exit the station. Oh, quite far it would seem. Right, we need to, yeah, we need to come back up here. God, it's a busy station, isn't it, Kings Park? Come on. To be fair, they might not open the local door, they might just have their head out of the window. But obviously we don't have the option of sticking our head out of the window, do we? So we can't do that, sadly, but never mind. There we go, so we're 25 mile an hour in, so we came from the left here, I believe. I think we did anyway, yeah, so that goes up to where we originated our journey. I'm trying to think, I can't remember for the life of me what the name of the origin station was. I'm sure you'll remember, there'll be someone out there that'll comment saying what the original station is, but yeah, I can't remember. I remember going there, or starting there, because there was like a bend round to the right, wasn't there? I just can't remember what it's called. I'm not good at this, okay? Leave me alone. So this seems like, I mean, it's a flying junction. We're not really flying, are we? But obviously so that we're not interrupting the other lines. I imagine that maybe the Cathcart Circle is quite a, what's the word, an intense line with lots of trains, you know, travelling very frequently. I kind of, that's how I imagine the Cathcart Circle to be. We're down at 20, so we'll, some tower blocks there on the right. Another train coming the other way. It's not a particularly fast way to travel, is it? This really is just a commuter line. So we'll just do a bit of steady braking into Mount Florida there. Sounds gorgeous, doesn't it? Mount Florida. It kind of looks a bit set in the cut-in like this, and obviously the big tower blocks. I imagine it's not quite as nice as the name sounds. I could be mistaken, you know, I could be completely judging an area there with absolutely no fundamental, you know, with no fundamental reason. But I can only go off what I see. And yeah, this strikes me as, oh, hang on, I didn't flick the switch, I clicked the door, that's naughty. Mount Florida. Oh, we've got these little readers near us. You kind of scan your please present card. Boop. That's nice, isn't it? That is nice. Mount Florida. Oh, lovely. Oh, we've got a runner. Have we got a runner? Nope. Oh, that's not correct. Oh dear. Buzzer shouldn't work when the doors are open.
Are in operation at this station. Please have your tickets available for inspection.
Yeah, if you've not got interlock, the bell buzzer should not work. And that's pretty much the same on every modern unit. The only unit that I am aware the bell buzzer works if you haven't got interlock is the Class 220 and the 221 Voyagers. Because obviously at cross country they're 10 buzzer dispatch, aren't they? So the guard goes 1, 1, 2, tells the driver to shut the doors, then the guard shuts the doors, and the driver shuts the doors, then the guard gets on, checks everything's alright, closes the door and gives the traditional buzz time to go sort of a deal. And it's a bit of an odd way they do it on the Voyagers. I've never really understood why they do it that way, but obviously at some point in history somebody sat down and said, look guys, you know, I think this is you know, this is going to work, so we'll do it this way. We've got Cross Hill now. You can tell that we're certainly getting into Glasgow city centre, can't you? You know, it's a lot more, we were a bit more rural and a bit more built up, there was a lot more grass around. Now there's this kind of densely built. I don't know what you lot are doing down there, but if you want this train, it's only a 3-car, guys. Do you reckon they're furious? They're like, what? Why are you not 6? Or do you reckon that they've placed them there for the scenario? Because, you know, there's loads of delayed trains. Oh, they've realised, look, they're walking down. Oh, you are getting on. I'm surprised I'm not getting a snotty remark. Why have you stopped down here? Excuse me, my door. Leave. Locked doors, there we go. Oh, I can't even see the door there. Oh, there's a runner. There's a runner. No, you've missed it, love. Sorry. Sorry. Right, okie dokie. Ding ding. Right, thank you very much, me. Because as I say, I am my own guard. Oh, Queen's Park. That's in London, isn't it? On the Jubilee line. I imagine it probably is, but it's also on the Cathcart Circle line. Saucy. Oh, back from the platform edge, please. I do worry when they're on the platform edge. I mean, I know that obviously if they're right on the platform edge, especially when you're on a high-speed train, it must cross drivers' minds, you know, that obviously they could do something terrible. I know that obviously on Train Simulator World it is highly unlikely that they've simulated that. It would be perhaps a little bit disturbing if they'd simulated fatalities. But yeah, even so, when they stood right on the edge of the platform, I think I'll still beep at them because I know they're not going to chuck himself off in front of the train, but at the same time, I think that I would beep if they were there. It's just a gut reaction, isn't it? I do like how you can see the platform. Use shiny platform, or platform in the shiny train. The hustle alarm lasts for a long time there, doesn't it? Right, there we go. Get you on. E in the driver's seat. Off we go. Another yellow signal. Quite a few we've had now, isn't it? and another yellow signal. Right, well, we'll step one brake. We're stopping at Pollock Shields first. Pollock Shields East. Oh, that sounded a bit funny. I have noticed that all the platforms are island platforms now, aren't they? Now that I've said, oh, for the rest of this video, we're going to actually do it properly and get over this side, get our heads out, have a look, and all of a sudden, every single platform is an island platform. It's a bit coincidental, that, is it not? Sorry, couldn't help myself. We needed to add the metros. Is it the metro in Scotland? I would highly imagine it was. Here we go. Right, off we go. Oh, next stop Glasgow. Right. Oh, we finally get to see what Glasgow Central looks like. Oh, 30 miles an hour. Ah, right, so last time I went straight on, because I think you get to the depot by, not obviously here, but the line we've just joined from the left, I think comes from the depot. Because when I was doing the training, it asked you to drive it into Glasgow Central, which I did. There we go. Oh, we're joining lots of lines here. What's this all about? Ah, so is this the West Coast Main Line? Oh, very nice. Now, the only problem that I can foresee with a station like Glasgow Central, and they had it exactly the same at London Paddington on the Great Western Express, it wasn't so bad on the Brighton one, because they were all 377s in Brighton, weren't they? So they could kind of bulk up the numbers. But, like, we're coming into Glasgow now. Is it a 4-track line that we're on? Yeah, roughly. I can't help but feeling that coming into such a big city like Glasgow, there would be trains everywhere. Now, like I say, I have not been to Glasgow in a lot of years, and to be honest with you, I can't remember what it was like on the approach. But I kind of imagine that there would be trains everywhere. No matter where you look, there would be trains moving. You know, you kind of come in alongside a Pendolino or a 397. You know, it just kind of strikes me as that's what it would be like. If you ever do an Armstrong Powerhouse scenario on the London to Brighton line, for instance, leaving Manchester Victoria, get a hold of yourself. London Victoria, leaving London, there will, you know, you're racing alongside other trains. You know, there's trains everywhere. I mean, if you look at this now, you know, look how many lines there are. And how few trains there are. There's not many, is there? Well, it's just me. It just seems a bit quiet. I can't help but thinking that it would be better if with this they added a Pendolino. But not that you can drive, because obviously you won't be able to drive it on any other route. But if they added a Pendolino that's not drivable, they wouldn't even have to do an interior for it. You know, they could do an interior if they wanted, but until they actually do a Pendolino for this game, they could just do a non-drivable one that's just there. You know, it's sat in the platform. You come in alongside one, you see it going past. You know, it just would be nicer if they added that, because I mean, this is Glasgow. Are there going to be any trains in Glasgow Queen Street? Am I going to be the only train in Queen Street? I mean, looking at the platforms, it seems pretty much how it's going to be. Except for the fact there's one over there. you know, so that there's a little bit of variety. It's not drivable stock. I mean, Microsoft Train Simulator used to do that, didn't they? They had the Royal Scot, was it, on the Settle to Carlisle line. They had this Tokyo thing that you couldn't drive, but it was there anyway, just to kind of big up the scenery a little bit. Now, we've got a few trains over this side. But yeah, it certainly is a bit eerily quiet from what I feel like it would be like. So it would be nice if they could kind of sort that out so it's a little bit better. I'm sure that when Pendolinos and things do come out, they'll add it as scenery traffic here, that, you know, like they have done on a couple of other routes. The 465, for instance, is now scenery traffic as well on the London to Faversham. Well, not London to Faversham. Yeah, London to Faversham, that's the line, isn't it? The high-speed one. So, you know, it can be done. It just, at this moment in time, it seems a little bit bare and... yeah. But we can hope. We'll remain optimistic. We can hope, we can dream. But there we go. So that is the Cathcart Circle line, the Divergent scenario. Next time, we're going to do the rescue mission. We're going to go and rescue that train that's broken down. So make sure, if you haven't already, that you do subscribe for that. Because, you know, it will be a good one. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do click that like button. Always appreciate it. And, yeah, other than that... oh, there's people falling from the ceiling. Did you see that? If not, rewind and look down the platform. Yeah, other than that, I shall see you next time. Take care, cheerio, goodbye for now.